Okay, welcome. Just went live on YouTube all the way around the world to our growing tribe of yogis who like Sunday sacred self-care class, or they like Looney, or a ratio of both. Anyway, I'm Greg. This is Looney Cat. If for some reason the YouTube algorithm brought you here, Looney and I believe there are no accidents, and it could very well be your higher power guiding you to some movement, some breathing, some meditation, a little bit of dry sardonic humor, and the principles and practices of yoga and meditation. You add that with cats, you have an unbeatable combination. Anyway, we spend the first few minutes on the back. Of course, you could sit and meditate, but you can also do Shavasana. Welcome from our new studios. If you're brand new and the algorithm dropped you off here, what's going to happen is for about 50 or 60 minutes, we're going to do some gentle yoga. We're going to pray. We're going to meditate. We're going to chant. We're going to do some restorative yoga. We're going to be mindful and peaceful. And anytime two or more are gathered, and now it's hundreds around the world, our drawing power of well-being is much increased, much amplified. So that's what's going to happen. For about 5 more minutes, we'll be lying on the back, just chilling out, so to speak. Anyway, you got to see Looney. He's my yoga cat. He's about 1 year and 3/4 old now. We do yoga online 5-6 times a week, and there are hundreds of classes recorded and stored on Upward Spiral Yoga. So I do ask, please, could you do me a huge favor and like and subscribe? It makes a giant difference. We're on the precipice of 1,000 subscribers, and then a real critical mass happens. I'm a true believer the world really needs yoga right now. The calm, the peaceful, the mindfulness, certainly the love, but also tolerance of those who think differently than we do, to bridge the gap, to close the chasm. Yoga is connection. Anyway, just breathe, relax, settle in. Easy does it. You might wiggle your legs and arms out. It helps to disperse any residual tension. A good deal of what we're doing today is removing resistance or tension or holding or blockage in the body. That's a good deal of what we're doing. We're turning our boats to go downstream rather than upstream. You can't force that, but you can allow it, you can facilitate it, you can intend for it, you can breathe for it, you can aim at it, but you can't force it. So begin not forcing immediately. Let your breath deepen into your body. Welcome if YouTube has just dropped you off here. Give it a try. Stop for a moment. Don't flip to the next distraction. Maybe this is the universe saying, slow down, calm down, breathe, be here now. That's always what the universe is telling me as I'm rushing from next most important thing to next most important thing. Two more minutes on our back. Okay, my friends, who's ever joined all the way around the world from Maine to Spain to Ukraine, biggest inhale ever, big inhale, fill up your vessel, exhale, release it all, drain your brain, empty the container of your being, reside in a delightful sense of emptiness, possibility, potential, space. Don't just do something, lie there. Good, now gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Circulate feel good around your body. Take your arms up to the ceiling, stretch your arms back over your head on the floor and writhe around a little bit. Search for that first thing in the morning, euphoric, stretchy feeling. It's nature's way of tricking us into stretching once a day. Nature has a very tricky way of providing ecstasy for necessary evolutionary processes. I think you get my drift. Good. Draw your knees in, roll around on your back a little bit. That just gets us moving a bit. Good, and we'll sit up and we'll issue Sunday salutations. Now, of course, if you're watching this live, it is Sunday. It's Sunday, August 25th, 2024. I'm Greg. We're simulcasting from Concord, California, just in the East Bay, just outside of San Francisco, in the east side. Anyway, I'm a guy that teaches yoga. I've been doing yoga for 50 years. I've been teaching it for 25 years after corporate America drove me batshit crazy. And for 25 years, I've been working on unwinding the mortal coil of fear and anxiety and worry and addiction and obsession and trauma and PTSD. And, I feel like God has blessed me with wonderful progress far beyond my wildest imaginings. And I've had the blessing of sharing it with friends. So I'm not sure the volume, but a few people have been helped. And now I'm looking to expand it to more and more and more. I had my own yoga studio in San Ramon, California for 11 years. The pandemic closed it down, and little did I realize that God, love, source was moving me to a much larger studio, the entire world. So teaching on YouTube is a great blessing for me. And my entire purpose is to bring about alignment, connection, and in a moment we'll begin some movement. But close your eyes, and you might ask yourself, what do I most want from a practice of yoga or spirituality or religion or philosophy or well-being? What is it that you're looking for? Oftentimes it presents as a very strong need. I need to relax. I need to find my purpose. I need to get out of a terrible situation. I need to heal my body. All those are valid reasons. That's usually when yoga comes, is when there's a certain degree of desperation in many cases, not always. One of my friends uses a beautiful acronym for God. God, G-O-D, gift of desperation. As you focus and bring your attention on what's most wanted, you aim your soul in that direction. Then the practice of yoga brings that in. It delivers it. It brings realization. It makes it real in your life. Okay, we'll bring our hands into our heart, having focused on our prayer, our intention. Drop your chin, close your eyes, and just turn over your intention, your desire to the universe, the manager, the God, the infinite, almighty overseer. Doesn't matter what you call it. If you don't have a higher power, then you are your own higher power, and it's a valid experiment. But if you feel like having something greater than yourself, this is a good time. It only wants the best for you, that's for sure. Good, now we'll chant an Om and we'll be off to the races. Big inhale. Well, Oming was the bat call to Looney. There he goes. Up the desk and over to his favorite cat tree. I think last weekend I promised I'd have a third Looney cam, but too much unpacking of boxes. This is a new place. I moved into a much larger house, but the yoga studio is a little smaller. But I still, piano, guitars, computers, drums, Looney, me, yoga, cameras. What in this very moment is missing? Shoulders, one. Now just start moving with me. Just move with me. You're moving with checking the analytics. Hundreds of people around the world. 5, 6. None of the movements will be extreme, austere, alien. They'll be familiar bodily movements. Other way, 2, 3. You string them together and you get a link, a vinyasa of ecstasy, of bliss, at least peace. 7, 8. Good, and some moves I invented. These are called poofs. Arms out, go behind your back, up your back, which of course stimulates your chakras. A lot of people watching live today. A lot of the watching has been recorded, but more and more people are understanding we're here every Sunday at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Poof. If you like and subscribe, you'll get a notification every time we go live for one of our life-saving, life-affirming yoga classes. Very simple, very, very down to earth here at this studio. Poof. We like to keep it real. Good. Now, a seated forward fold. Now, this is not yoga magazine stuff where you need to face plant. I like to plant my hands in front and then waddle my hips back a little. Inhale, look forward to lengthen my spine. Exhale, forward fold a little bit. Drop your chin, close your eyes. 99% of this is paying attention, mindfulness, a relaxed watching of being. The other 5% is math. Drop your chin. We are calm and peaceful souls. By the way, I'm right in this mix. I'm sharing the experience. We're blending together in a common visceral felt sense of being. Good, walk your hands slightly over to the right. You don't have to go all the way around your body unless you want to. If you're pretty deep forward folder, you can lift your thumb, fold over your right thigh. If you're very stretchy, left hand on your right hand, leave that up to you. No rush, no in a hurry to get to the next better thing. This is it. Today I was listening to my favorite spiritual speaker, and he was talking about joy in the journey. If we don't find joy in the journey, then we'll never find it, because it's always the journey. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to walk our mitts over to the left until we find just that right place. Over to the left. When you feel your right hip lift, we've gotten a little extreme. Hey, Looney. Hi, guy. Do you want a snack? Kitty, kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. I love doing yoga with my cat. In a room that I love with people around the world of like mind. Inhale, look out to the left a little bit, relax your shoulders. Exhale, maybe deepen a little bit. Today is about moderation. Relax your chin, drop your neck. Good. Walk your hands back to the center, please. And do come up. Good. For me personally, chanting Om has done a good deal of relaxing and opening my throat chakra, helping me to speak my truth, be real, be authentic. We're all in process. Big inhale. So many come to yoga with a locked throat, things that they need to say, want to say, haven't said, wish they hadn't said. Yoga helps to clean and clear and redeem all that communication, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. Good. Lace your hands, thumbs up. And I'm going to brush my thumbs smoothly down my sternocleidomastoids, the thick pillars of my neck on the side. These movements help to cool my jets. I tend to be a little, I run a little hot. I'm wired a little wound up, a little tight. That's why God assigned me yoga in this lifetime. 6, 7. Oh, it was definitely assignment. Saw it in a yoga book when I was 17, when yoga was not that popular. Take your thumbs underneath the corner of your jaw. There's a little soft spot. Relax your face down into your hands. Drop your chin. Massage your thumbs underneath your jaw. In the ensuing 50 years of doing yoga, I've done a real smorgasbord, you name it. And now, 50 years later, it's still very active, but on yin restorative days, it's very passive, very peaceful, very calming, very slow. Dig in there. Good. All right. Something I only indulge in generally on Sundays. Right finger's back left corner of my head. Now, my head is going to tilt to the right. Left shoulder's going to drop. Close my eyes while you close yours. Drop your chin. Wait for it. A steady, pleasant leverage. Relax your mouth. What a beautiful day to do yoga. Beautiful Sunday if you're watching this recorded. It's beautiful then. Everything is always working out for us. So on Sunday, August 25th, this is as good as it's ever been and only going to get better, because that's what happens to those who align with spirit. Good, we'll bring our head back up. Left finger's back right corner. Tilt left. When it tilts as far as it does, then drop your chin, relax your right shoulder. This is the best of yin yoga. This is the best of self-care. This is the best of mindfulness. An hour of this a couple times a week together with us. Us stands for upward spiral. Will change all the other 167 hours of your week. But you got to do it. You got to show up. These poses build patience, slowing down, letting things develop, keeping the cake in the oven until it's done, not always peeking. We have a lot of cakes that are baking. Let them cook. Good, now bring your head back up. Oh, the cakes we have baking. Oh man. Drop your chin, Take your head around 6 times. 1. It's important to remember all the cakes that are baking right now. 3, 4, 5, 6. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After completing 6, we just let our chin drop. The relaxed feeling of pinching a pillow in between your chin and your chest to put a pillowcase on. Feel the weight of your much larger than average brain stretch the back of your neck. This also aims attention deep down into our gut brain. We have more neuronal tissue in our solar plexus than in our brain. Isn't that wild? Many people are very disconnected from that gut intuition brain. This fixes that. Peace be with you. Nothing to think, nowhere to go. Okay, we'll bring our head back up. We can switch the cross of our legs. You can always do a different cross than mine. You can sit up on a blanket if you're tied in knees, ankles, and hips. They will open up over time. Lace your fingers together. Drop your hands down into your lap. Inhale. Turn your hands over at this all-important throat chakra, Vishuddha chakra. Stretch up. That's inhale. Exhale, turn right. Release left hand, right knee, right arm behind you. And look around to the right. Keep your butt screwed into the floor. Tall spine, relaxed shoulders, chin level, eyes closed. Every time you inhale, then use exhale to release gently into a slightly deeper twist. Today, there'll be many twists as we squeeze out the old and make room for the new, because you can't put new wine into old wineskins. Stay in the pose, inhale. Exhale, maybe a little more squeeze. On your next exhalation, release out. Just one pose can be a miracle. It's not volume, it's intention. One drop of God's favor, one pose, one moment, one thought, one epiphany, one revelation. Lace your hands. Inhale. Turn your hands over your throat. Push sky up, earth down. Exhale, left, 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 left. Right hand, left knee. I use the peripheral leverage of my arms. That way I can turn each vertebra a few more degrees. Is this the hardest, most physical yoga in the world? No, it's not meant to be. It's meant to be middle ground, moderate, subtle, soft, feminine, yin, quiet. We need a lot more of that than we do turning the fire up to 11 or driving at 300 miles an hour. There's already plenty of that going on. Inhale here. Exhale, release. Can you feel it? Something good is happening. I like where this is going. We're arriving here. Inhale for an Om. Belt it out. Break out of the rut. Oh, hands back to prayer. Close your eyes, drop your chin, connect to your HP. It's a cultivated, visceral feeling. It grows over time. It's not theoretical and conceptual after a while. It becomes the most real, felt, valid, authentic, important experience of your moment-to-moment life, your conscious contact. If you don't believe me, it's okay. But if you want it, you have to do the process. No one gets it without seeking it. Good, my friends. Now, a lot of animals do this. Purr, 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 side to side. Pushing and pulling. Life is push and pull, isn't it? Literally, life is push and pull. Now put your paws in here. Smush and push a little. Push down into your hip joint. Grounding, soothing, a good antidote for flightiness. Sometimes you're flying around the room. Good, now push down, go over the top. 1. The key is to push down as your shoulders go over. It may take a while. The best things take a while. Things that are too good at the start usually burn out quickly. Songs you like the first time you hear it, by the third time you can't stand it. Glorious things usually have subtlety, richness, intricacy, depth, weight. It takes time. Good, now I'm going to push down and straighten my arms, drop my chin, lean forward into your life. Hey, cat. Arms out. Flex your wrists like this, bend them in. Put them upside down here. Beautiful cat. Here comes Looney Bin. He loves Sunday Yogi. He loves our new place. I built him get this, a 12. Wow, he's had so many cat treats, he's not eating them. He has a 12 by 26 foot free roam catio with a new deck. Gonna landscape it with cat trees and cat bushes and maybe put a couple lizards in there. Good, back up, over, forward, around, and down. And he has free reign to go outside. He doesn't have to wait for me. It's catio cat-proofed, so he likes it better. I can play the piano without thinking about him. He can chase lizards without thinking about me. You might be in the best relationship, a long-term relationship. You don't want to think about him all the time, do you? You need your own space. Good, I'm going to straighten my arms, lean forward, bend my wrists, be a calm, peaceful soul. Good. Now for something completely different. Plant hands, plant feet, lift up. Just a little wake-up call. Stretches the front of our body, notoriously tight. Good, sink down. By the way, I admit to having a mattress turned on its side behind me. That's an aesthetic challenge. Watch what I do with it, okay? You just watch. You watch what that turns into. It's a lot better than it was. Good, now feet together, cobbler's pose. Roll out a little bit. Rocking is good. You were rocked when you were a wee one. You rocked your wee ones. Maybe you rock your grandkids. Maybe you're rocking your great-grandkids. We have many people in their 80s and 90s who enjoy upward spiral yoga. Okay, now arms out, just side to side. What did Judy Collins say? I've looked at life from both sides now, from near and far. Still somehow, it's life illusions I recall. Of course, that was written by Joni Mitchell when she was 19 years old. Are you kidding me? How can anyone have that much wisdom? Internal rotation, hands behind your back. Back of your wrists in your armpits. You may not be able to get here. work on it. Elbows inside your knees, work on it. Drop your chin, and then many of my friends can squeeze their elbows together. Many of my friends cannot. Criteria for friendship with me is not whether you're a contortionist or not. I'm more interested in your range of emotion, more so than your range of motion. I'd like to facilitate both. So I'm about 5 on the sensation scale. I could push harder. I could go to 9 and be on the edge. That's not today. Good. Now, relax out. 1, 2. Isn't this a pretty range of motion? This makes you happier. Releases endogenous morphines, dopamine. Shake it out. It's a lot of what we do on Sunday. We shake out pressure, pain. We release, get rid of resistance. That way we can say hello to a bright new future. Faster, faster, just a little. Good. Now cup your hands at your heart, drop your chin. Feel holy, sacred, and reverent. Isn't that a beautiful way to feel? Grateful. I believe you can live a perfect spiritual program for a whole life solely on gratitude alone. That was the entire talk of who I listened to this morning, and I feel like, I'm practicing gratitude, and I just realized so easy to forget, so easy to forget. Okie doke. Now here's a pose that's testy for me. It'll only be a moment. After this, we're moving into restorative. I'm going to fold my right knee over my left. Okay? This can be a challenge if you're tight, you're just getting back into moving, just moving this knee over. You might lean way over on your left. After a while, you might be able to twisty tie your foot over the other one. That might be really easy for you. If all this is very accommodating for you, then you're helping the class by coming. Now, you might have to lean way over here. After a while, you can put a hand down on either side. Now, this is Greg pose. I have many friends who can lay on their back in this pose. I cannot. I have kind of guy body. I have non-childbearing hips, at least so far. Thinking about it, just leaning back. And for me, this is a good, calm, and peaceful stretch. This opens up the whole front muscular train of the body, quadriceps, hip flexors, abdominal wall, chest. If you feel like you're very way up and can't lean back, this is precisely what you need. If you're leaning all the way on your back, indulge, enjoy. You can even take your arms up over your head, and I've named that pinup pose, Betty Grable, Betty Rubble pose, Rita Hayworth, Ava Gardner. This works for me. Now, if I decided to do this for 20 minutes, and some days I might, after a while, I would go down to my elbows and then lay on my back. For today, doing yoga around the world, I'm delivering a sequence of calm and peaceful movements, not just one pose. Good, really big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Wow, great turnout today. I'm looking at my analytics. From Maine, my friend in Maine, my friend in Spain, and my friends from Ukraine. Good. Now we're going to sit back up, leaving our legs where they are. And an optional movement is to lift up your behind, stretch up into a crescent. It doesn't look like I'm lifting up that far. You know why? Because I'm not, but that's my Greg movement. Good. Sink out of that. That, as good as broccoli and cauliflower is for you, that's better. Wag your knees out a little bit. By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe. Brief word from our sponsor, my sponsor. Every time one person subscribes on YouTube, it unfolds the algorithm. Soon, we'll be way over 10,000 subscribers. But first things first, left knee over your right. If you're really tight, it's like you're rolling over in bed. Don't worry, the pain will leave your body. When you can fold your right ankle over, do that. You still might be over here. Bendy or friends can take their left arm up over and around so you have a hand on either side of your body. Many of us, this is the sticky point. And for bendy bears, gymnasts, ballerinas, contortionists, Cirque du Soleils, go ahead. Elbows and then on your back. But you don't get to compare yourself to other people. You can compare yourself to yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy to other people, that is. Compare yourself to who you are today as opposed to who you were yesterday. My moniker for this upward spiral yoga is yoga for everybody, yoga for everybody else, not just elite athletes, people in their 20s at the peak of their game. Of course you're welcome. Of course it's delightful to have you and you're enjoying the yin yoga. But I do have a special penchant for my lost sheep, my sheep that have left the fold and wandered into anxiety and tension and pain and trauma. And I'm here to go out and get my lost sheep and invite you back. Because here, it's not bad. It's not bad, except for the humor. Arms back over your head. Isn't that a great story in the scripture? The shepherd is most interested in the one sheep who got away. He knows the 100 sheep in the fold, they're fine. So he'll go out and look for the lost one. Remember, that's how much you're loved. Okay, really big inhale. Exhale, release. Good, now all we're going to do is we're going to sit up, leaving our lower body where it is. And to the degree that you can or cannot, lift your can, whether you can or cannot. I'm jammed up here, but soon my hips will release more and more. Good, and release out. There's always room for more. When we're done with this body, we'll grow a new one. Our nervous system and our brain and our karma will sprout a brand new body, and then that'll be something to have way more fun in. Okay, now we're going to move into restorative yoga. Timing is perfect for a drink of you know what. Have you noticed a theme today other than being a calm and peaceful soul and the importance of putting conscious contact first? How could I say that in old-fashioned religious language? Seek first the kingdom of heaven, seek your conscious contact first, and then everything else is added. All the particulars of life, all the pie pieces fill in. Relationship, health, exercise, money, finance, intimacy, living your mission, all that stuff results from connecting with that fountain first. Most people have it backwards. I'll get everything in the right place and then I'll experience joy. So, do you guys have a bolster? I do. If you don't have a bolster, big old pillow, couple blankets stacked up, whatever it is, something, you know, a big lump in front of you. What's that, 6 inches high, 14 inches across, 28 inches long. So that could be pillows, blankets, bolsters, cushions, your pet. I'm going to turn my knees. We're going to turn our knees to our left. See that? I'm going to pull this in a little closer, and I'm going to bring the side of my hip. In the 70s, I used the side of this hip to do the bump with way too many people. I should have found one. Still might. Good. Now, the bolster's up against my right hip. My right hand is on the bolster supporting. Smooch my knees and ankles around behind me. As I look back, there are my knees and my ankles. It was the pose we were just doing. Do you get it? Now I'm putting both hands on the bolster. My upper body's turning to the right. My lower body's back there to the left. I'm pushing into the bolster and leaning back. Then here comes the restorative twist. Right hand on the floor. If you're just stiff as old leather, just slowly come down to your right ear and your chest. If you want more, and all I ever want is a little more, I'm turning my bolster over to 1 o'clock. I'm poking my belly button in, so it's more belly button, solar plexus, chest, right ear, arms. At least 2 or 3 minutes of restorative yoga now. This is my favorite position, favorite pose for yoga. Now I'm going to come over to your house and put sandbags all over your body. I might even stand on your body and walk around on it. I won't do that, just a thought. Spread your elbows out a little wider. Deepen your breath. Fall asleep if you want. Doesn't this just feel good? Doesn't it just feel good to put your body in a prayer and mind and body and soul and spirit connect with all that is? Your breathing will slow down, your exhalations will release more. If you're just tuning in, you're on YouTube, an algorithm shows this. It's like, hey, look at the dead guy on the floor. No, it's a guy doing restorative yoga with thousands of people around the world inviting you to do the same. Because if the algorithm brought you here, it's no accident. You could pause for a moment, settle in, engage in some healing and restoration, some peace and some quiet. If you don't think that in your life, you do. Good, about one more minute. Aren't you loving it? Your bones sinking. Just a bag of bones. Okay, biggest inhale of your whole life so far. Exhale, drain your vessel, empty out. Good, gently draw your hands in toward your chest. Come out in absurdly Fellini-esque slow motion. Good. Now we just drag ourselves back around. Oh, God, that was good for me. I hope it was good for you. Restorative yoga can take literally months, if not years, of anguish and torment and anxiety out because you connect with God, and who else is going to heal us? Your doctor? They're going to help, of course, a lot of well meaning doctors. All right, now I'm sitting. I have a lot of doctor friends, in fact. I'd like to be a doctor. All right, so
Be a
here's.
doctor?
I hear children in the background. We better mute. One of my Ukrainian kids. One of my growing tribe of Ukrainian kids. Okay, now I'm going to turn my knees over to the right. Right? Pull this into the side of my hip. Left hand pat, pat, butter pat, cat here. Now my knees, which are crossed, I just shift my right leg around behind me, cross my ankles. I call this mermaid pose. Mermail, I'm a mermail. There's a difference between mermaids and mermales in my world. Okay, now, if you're tied as a boiled owl, you just slowly come down to your left ear. It'll take some time. If you're bendier than average bears, you take the bolster head over to, say, 11. Now I'm going to push my belly button jewelry in and aim my belly way more down to the left. Belly button, sternum, chest, left ear. 3-4 minutes, kitty cats. You might say something like, oh God, oh yes. Spread your elbows open. And begin doing nothing. When you do restorative yoga and give a pose a few minutes, there are these moments of release that come out of nowhere, out of left field. Every now and then you'll feel a body part go ka-chunk, and it happened involuntarily, spontaneously. We like moments like that. Your breath will slow down, it will deepen. Good, staying in the pose, really big inhale. Exhale, release months of tension, fear, worry, anxiety, dread. Let it out. Relax more, 1 more minute. Okay, pull your hands in. Come out like cool molasses. Slow. Unwind yourself. And then we're going to finish with Queen for a day, at least a day, restorative pose. I've been enjoying this one a great deal throughout my 1 month long move because it's healing me every Sunday. And you may not have the volume, the plethora of yoga props that I do, but if you like and subscribe and leave a comment down below, you can win my drawing and I'll send you a full retinue of yoga props. So this one is very simple. If you have blocks or you can create an incline, just anything that's like that, right? Just a cushion that's inclined, if you're so inclined. Now, from here, yours truly, I'll put something for my head, and then this is where there's a big differential, but I just slide in, feet together, knees out, and a lot of us who are tight in the southern hemisphere down here on the inside, you could put a couple blankets right here, okay? My blankets are being used all. Here's a blanket. It's on my piano bench. Probably work on a little Stravinsky run today. Maybe Ravel's Bolero. I have a date later tonight, so I better work on my sensuous music. Feet together. So now, see this example of this blanket underneath here? Nice. And then we do this for 5 to 40,000 minutes. Relax, take a load off, float downstream. Give yourself permission to leave the world behind for a few minutes. Will the world survive without us? Oh, yeah. Kind of a fidgety, squirmy person. My teacher used to step on me to make me quit squirming. So it takes me a few minutes. I usually have to get it just right. Goldilocks has nothing on me. Couple secrets, but other than that, she's got nothing on me. I got a lot on her. Okay, I'd be quiet 5 minutes, restorative. If the YouTube algorithm just dropped you off, what's this guy doing? He's doing Konasana restorative yoga, and you should sit down and do it too. It's better than just mind flipping and watching one more deodorant commercial. Lose your mind, stop thinking. You're going to get where you're going. Get your happy on. If you're squirmy like me, just accept what you've built and hold still. Be still and know that you're God. If you're not still, how are you going to know? Okay, now drop into Sat Chit Ananda, ever conscious, ever aware, ever new bliss, love, joy, ecstasy. By the way, if you'd rather stretch your legs out or cross them or extend them, if that's happier and more floaty downstream for you, feel free. I advocate for your ecstatic well-being. Okay, my friends, stay in the pose, relax even more. There's that guy's voice from a few miles or a few thousand miles away, depending where on the ball you're watching. Breathe back toward your body. I do this every Sunday. This is the time where only through free will and choice, if you'd like to invite in God, love, source, infinite, higher, organizing, nameless, now is a beautiful time. Every moment's a beautiful time to make that contact, issue that invitation. Good. Now, if you prayed that little prayer with me, you can wiggle your fingers and toes. I'm circulating super ecstatic, extra feel good through my body. Good. Good job. Okay, from this pose, we're just going to sit up really slow for conclusion, keeping our eyes closed. Takes a moment. I wouldn't be in a big hurry to do that, especially after all the good work we've done. With my eyes closed, I'm rearranging myself. I have a sense which way is north. Yoga heals your internal compass, ethical, moral, spiritual, intellectual compass. Good. I'm sitting with y'all all the way around the world. And with my eyes closed, I feel much more connected viscerally. We'll bring hands into our hearts. From North America to India to Australia to Siberia to South Africa to Patagonia to Scandinavia to Alaska to Guatemala to Fiji to Nepal to Morocco to Ukraine to Spain to Maine. All together we say, Namaste. That's a very powerful thing to connect. If we're going to use the internet for anything, Let's use it to connect our souls and our light and our love and our tolerance. The world sorely needs exactly what we're doing. This is why I thank you for liking and subscribing. This is why I'm emphatic about it. It's not just, it's for all of us together, literally. It's for all of us being together. As simple as this is, it's incredibly powerful when two or more are gathered. So thank you, YouTubers. Great to see you. I'll see you guys next time. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you're getting out of your practice. Say hi to Looney, and I'll see my YouTubers later.